Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Courtney Marie Presents, and I am Courtney Marie. So I am very excited to bring to you guys the very first installment of my check-in time with the tribe. For those of you who have been following me and have watched my last video about revamping my channel and sort of coming with a new purpose and a new vision for the content that I would like to put out, then you will also know that I have started my own company. It is called T.R.I.B.E Alliance, and it is a life coaching for those who would like to become creative entrepreneurs. So whether that be writers, coaching themselves, whatever sort of craft that they're into, and they want to figure out ways of how do I make this also a source of income for myself, that is where I find my niche and sort of helping to guide them in that area. Now, my program is not yet launched. I have not taken on any clients thus far. However, I do want to make it a point to give out the source and the knowledge that I have obtained over these last few years to my community at large. And this is sort of where these videos come in. I want us to talk about things that you guys want to hear about. I want us to talk about mindfulness, mindset, wellness, relationships, business, finding your purpose and overall, just happiness in life. And I know that in this day and age, it's very easy to get sucked into the realm of comparison and living up to an image and trying to keep up with whoever is on your timeline. I like to take these timeouts for myself to sort of just take a step back, look at my goals, do self-check-ins, and sort of see what are my next steps. So with that being said, along with these videos, I also have an Instagram for T.R.I.B.E Alliance. It is _tribe_alliance on Instagram. And every week, in accompanying with these videos, every Thursday, I will also post a discussion post there to sort of get some feedback and ideas about what topics you guys want to discuss on this channel, what questions you may have, and sort of your own experiences that I can also, help to speak on and hopefully give you some more inspiration, guidance, and just overall sense of community, sense of a tribe. With that being said, I have not, put out too many discussion posts or posts in general on the Instagram page as it's just been started, but I definitely wanted to take this time to make this video about starting again, especially with me coming back to YouTube and me revamping my channel. I know firsthand what it feels like to sort of come back from a long gap, or sort of feel not apt or not enough to come back, or just not confident in what I have to offer the world, and sort of having to really go through the knit and grit of just getting myself together personally before I could even take the steps to then hitting my goals, to come back to YouTube, to start my own business, to speak to you guys about my journey. And I recognize that I'm not the only person going through that, or the only person, that might be thinking about starting something new or thinking about taking a risk. And especially, as we all get to this time of the year where it's the fall and the year is coming to a close, a lot of us feel that it's too late, right? It's too late. I should just wait to start until the new year, and then I'll start fresh, and then I'll get myself going, and then I can accomplish my goals and my dreams, and then I can make some shit happen. Pardon my French. As we all know, it's never too late to start, and there's never a best time to get it done than the present. And so I felt like, I was being called to bring this message to you guys now, to sort of open up this conversation. Today is September 28th, 2019. I had the intentions of having this video recorded last weekend, having it edited by Monday, and then having it posted last Thursday. Well, this video isn't going up until the upcoming Thursday, just because, I wasn't perfect. I came back to this channel with an expectation of sticking to timelines, sticking to deadlines. But I do have other priorities, and I do have other things that I'm currently working on. So a part of that is just understanding that the process is not going to be what we always intend for it to be, but as long as we keep moving through those motions, then any progress that we make is a step forward. Here are my big takeaways from starting again. And take note that I didn't say starting over, because I sort of feel like that's like a whole oxymoron in itself, to start and then have something be over. But if you're on the journey of self-discovery, of building the life that you want, of creating something, we know that the process is never over. The process may look different from each project that you take on or each goal that you set. But once you start something, once you are intentional about what you want to do, it's going to keep going that way. The momentum is going to carry you, which is why I say starting again or beginning again, because it's always going to be something to where you're just starting out, or you don't have, all the knowledge that you need, all the money that you need, all the time that you need to get something done the way you see it in your head. But as long as you're taking these very incremental steps to moving at a pace that you're comfortable, it will happen. You will begin to see results. I have my notes, because I know from anybody who's been with me, since the very beginning of this channel, a girl can get very winded and I can just drag this out, and I don't want it to sound like I'm preaching. I definitely want this to be something to where you guys get specific breakdowns of what it is that I'm trying to put out there. And then so that way we can also start a discussion. So definitely, after you finish watching this video, please slide into the comments below if you guys have any questions, any feedback, just anything that you want to discuss about what I'm talking about. I would love to hear from you. The first thing that I realized I needed to do in terms of beginning again was to first acknowledge and accept the concept of imperfection. We always hear about this term, analysis paralysis, it has to be the right time, right place, got to have enough money sort of mindset that we sort of get drawn into. But what we must realize is that any process, I don't care how prepared you are, how structured your days are, how much money you set away, nothing great that we set out to do is going to be perfect. Life is going to sucker punch you, and it's going to challenge you, because it is only then through persevering through our challenges that we learn from our mistakes, that we realize, the different resources that we have to accumulate beyond finances and beyond time, sort of the person that we have to become in order to have the life that we want to have. No matter what, in a new experience or something that you're not as knowledgeable in, you have to realize that it is going to suck a little bit. It's going to be difficult. You are going to have to be a student in anything that you take on. I don't care if you spend 24 hours in the gym. If you're trying to become a trainer and trying to open a business and trying to market that business to then get clients and then manage those clients to get results and then have those results produce income, that might not be something that you're very knowledgeable about. And therefore, you must realize that there's going to be certain things that you have to do. You have to read. You have to talk to people who've been there and who've done that. You have to sort of put yourself out there outside of your comfort zones. You have to be a student. You have to be willing to learn, and you have to be willing to make mistakes and have those mistakes work for you. The reason why, we have our Bill Gates, we have our, J.K. Rowlings, we have our LeBron Jameses, we have our, Barack Obama's even. They had to go through their trials. They had to go through their journeys. They had to be tested. And when you're tested, you're going to get some shit wrong. So just recognize that if you're coming into the game expecting you not to struggle, if you're coming in expecting everything to go your way, then you are going to be upset, and then you're probably going to want to give up. But if you come in with the mindset that this may not be perfect, this may not be how I've always wanted it to be, but as long as I keep trying, I keep going, I will get there. I will get there. Keys. The second part in that is, once you realize that the journey is going to be hard, the journey is going to be imperfect, you are going to be imperfect in some stances, I think it's good to then take self-inventory. A lot of times we go through life, creating pros and cons of everything and everyone else. We go through like, oh, this job is not this or that, or this house is not this or that, or this person is not this or that, or this relationship is not this or that. But a lot of times, while we're holding all these other things to such high standards, we do not do the same for ourselves. And that was something I had to come to terms with, especially as far as keeping promises to myself, making sure that I followed through on what I said I was going to do for myself. Like, I've always been the type of person to where if I gave a friend or a family member a commitment to do something, oh, you best believe, I don't care if I was tired and just getting off work, I would be at your birthday function if you asked me to. I don't care if I had, umpteen things going on top of trying to manage my own life. If my mom or dad called me up and needed something, then I would be there. I was making these things happen and following through on all these commitments for everybody else, but when it came to following through on my own commitments, I was queen of, finding reasons as to why it didn't happen, why I didn't follow through, or what, you've been working so hard on everything else. It's okay for you to take a back seat on your goals and your ambitions and the things that would make you happy. It's okay. And at a certain point, I realized that was unacceptable. That was not what was going to get me to the life that I wanted. It was not going to get me to be the woman that I wanted to be, or the counselor, or the businesswoman that I wanted to be. It was recognizing my flaws, recognizing my bad habits, but not only that, recognizing the gap that was present in my life, where I was saying and doing one thing, and then there was a gap between actually being the person who did them. So who I am now and how far do I have to travel to become the person, the woman, to have the life, to have the business that I want to have? Like, how many steps are in between? And while we don't know how many steps are in between to reaching our final goals, we don't know necessarily what barriers might be waiting for us on that path. But I just knew that I was tired of not only lying to myself, but I was tired of people asking me about stuff that I had said previously. And then I would have no response other than like, you know what? I've just been busy. You know what? I've just been planning this wedding. Yeah, the gym, I'm still paying for the membership, but I'll get there when I get there. Your girl is tired. What was tired was those excuses, boo-boo. That's tired. And then, the weird thing is, I'm sitting here thinking that I'm in sessions with clients, I'm talking about coaching people about accomplishing their goals and getting through life's barriers and becoming the best that you can be. And here I am. What am I doing? Oh, I'm coming home, I'm chilling? Great. That's great. First things first is to do a self-inventory. And I don't mean just looking at your flaws, looking at your shortcomings. I mean looking at your wins, look at your progress. So that was also a big point for me, is to not only be down on myself and just, you should have been doing this, you should have been doing that, you loafed, you didn't follow up. To not put myself in that headspace to where I would feel like I had all this working against me and there would have been no point to start. There would have been no motivation. And we know that motivation is very fickle. It's like the sea. Sometimes it comes in a nice little breeze, like tickle your feet every now and again. And sometimes you might get hit with motivation. It just sweeps you off your feet. But you never know how it's going to come until you wade out in those waters. So I had to recognize my wins. I had to look at all the things that I had done in the past year that I had accomplished that years ago I never even thought would have been possible. So back in undergrad, I was out here, didn't know who I was or what I was going to do with this life or where it was going to take me. I was sort of just letting things happen as they did. Okay, freshman, sophomore, junior, then senior year, and I'm out here in the real world. Okay, next step is obviously to get a job. Let me get a job. Okay, let me save up money. Okay, cool, I'm saving up money. But what is the end game? Like, what am I moving towards? So when I think back about the things that I used to write down in my journals like 6-7 years ago, like owning my own home, like being in a loving and fulfilling relationship, being so self-assured in myself that I can do new things, I can travel, anything. And then I took a sit down one day, and it was I think it was a little bit after the wedding, and I was just realizing, I've done those things. I've gotten my degrees. I'm out here helping clients. I'm helping people. I'm feeling fulfilled. I've gotten married. I am in a very successful and loving and fulfilling relationship. I married my best friend. I'm a homeowner. Let's just put that out there. I am a homeowner. And not only did we buy our own home, we made it into something that we put our hands in. We built this. And so when I think about, all the self-doubt and all these negative thoughts coming in, who are you to do this? Who are you to do that? I realize, who am I not? I'm on a roll right now. I'm a fucking beast. Excuse me, but that's what it is. I had to really remember the greatness that I have, and not only the abilities that I have, not only the ingrained skills that I currently have, but the capacity to keep going, the capacity to keep learning, to keep getting better. And to be honest, recently, the reason why, this is not an excuse, this is just fact. So anybody who's in the literary community, or anybody who loves to write or is looking to be published, about Pitch Wars. About the competition to where you submit a finished manuscript to then become a mentee, to then get agented, possibly, hopefully, and then of course to get published. So last year I embarked on that journey, and it was half-assed. I didn't have a finished manuscript. What I had wasn't even edited. It was just, I wasn't ready. But having gone through this self-inventory, this check-in, this real life, face-to-face with myself, I was able to not only finish a manuscript, I was able to edit it to a point to where, with help, I was able to get it to a point to where I felt comfortable and solid in having someone else that I did not know read it and critique it and give me feedback. I, finished a query letter that I had never written before. I finished a one-page synopsis that I had never attempted before. All because I recognized the greatness that I had and what I've already accomplished so far. And guess what? Now I'm sitting here doing this video, having submitted to a competition that last year I was so filled with self-doubt that I didn't even do what it needed to do what I needed to do to even be able to submit to the competition. I have a finished novel. It took me 4 years. 4 years of hemming and hawing, of, saying it's not good enough, of starting over, starting again. That's really what it was that drove me to put this out here now. It's I have to speak my truth. I have to get this to the masses. I have to let them know that it's not too late. You can do it today. You don't have to wait till the new year. As long as you, one, realize the journey is not going to be perfect, right? Realize that you have to check in with yourself, not only about the bad stuff, but the good stuff too. And then now, coming up on my third and final point, is clarity. Giving yourself the power and clarity of knowing what it is that you want and what it is that you're willing to do to go get it. So what this all means, what that part means, is give yourself clarity. You're never going to have certainty. You can plan something down from A to Z, and there be some other hiccups in there, and so you don't get the end game, the end results that you want. You may have to begin again, or you may have to seek help, or what have you. But the key is to make your goals. Make them smart. And this is something that I use with my clients all the time. Progress, not perfection, people. This is the name of the game. You have to be willing to just let yourself, I don't want it to sound so corny, but let yourself dream. Let yourself be open to the possibilities that things can change, because they change all the time. Even for the worse, unfortunately. Things do change, whether we actively are a participant in that or not. So imagine if you set yourself to go after something wholeheartedly. You made the preparations, you set your intentions, you did your check-in with yourself. You looked at, your progress already, and then you re-examined your reasons for even wanting it, then why not? I know this is probably going to be longer than what I initially wanted it to be, but the key is this. Don't limit yourself before you've even tried. And if you have tried, realize that that's just part of the process. You are going to fail. But failure doesn't mean that you stop. It only is a failure if you stop. But if you keep going, then you succeed, then your failure wasn't a failure. It was a lesson, was it not? So, this is our first Tribe Time video, and I'm feeling pumped up. Like, I am feeling inspired. Like, as I'm speaking these words to you, they are being reiterated back to me, and my spirit is just like, honey, we're here. We're going for it. So just remember, when you begin again and again and again and again, that you are not alone. It's never too late. As long as you had a pulse and breath in your body, then you are where you need to be to get it done. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. This will not be the last check-in with the tribe. And yeah, leave comments or any questions down below. Leave talking points that you would like me to discuss on this channel. And just be ready for the ride, because this is not it. Like, when I say that I'm coming back with a vengeance, when I say that my intentions are clear and that I am all about living and manifesting my purpose in every form of my life, I mean it. And you guys will bear witness to that. So peace and love, and have a great day. Bye.